Yes, then YouTube, we are back with another video on the Wolf of Aston Villa podcast. Before we get into it, please drop this video a like, drop a comment down below, and if you are new here, hit that subscribe button to this channel. This is a brand new Villa podcast set up by myself, Connor Wolf. So any support will mean the world to me. Also, we are sponsored by Loot Roper, loot1977.com. I'm sure all of you know who Loot Roper is. Go and check out his stuff on his website. Use the code WOLF20, all one word, for 20% off absolutely everything in your order, including sale items. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. Today's video is going to be a bit of an in-depth video of what formation I think Unai Emery is going to be using this season. And that's a bit of a funny question, actually, because I actually think Unai Emery might not have a set formation this season. And I am basing this off, by the way, these formations that I'm using, I'm basing it off the players we have got right now. I'm not bringing links into it. So I'm not bringing like Doku or Gnotto or Ferran Torres or João Felix into these formations. I'm just using the players we have got right now. And I'm thinking about it with the players if everyone's not injured as well. So like what I think Emery probably thinks is his best formation, if that makes sense. But without any further ado, I'm going to show you the formation that I've come up with straight away. Now, we all remember last season we did play kind of like a 4-4-2 hybrid, didn't we, where we'd have Buendia coming off and we would have the box midfield. We would still have Moreno bombing on from the left hand side, and then we'd have Matty Cash or Ashley Young tucking in almost as like a third centre back, but not. They would still operate in this wide right back role. And then of course we would have the two midfielders, Luiz and Kamara, or Luiz and Dendoncker, Luiz and McGinn, whoever it would be, because obviously Kamara did pick up a few injuries last season. Now, this is the formation that I seriously think Emery will think is his best team. Now, there's a bit of a debate. Emery has never really used a back three in all of his managerial career, only at Arsenal, and if you're going to be honest, Arsenal wasn't really a success for Emery. So I don't think Emery will use a back three, but the more and more I think about it, the more I think that Torres and Mings can play together if you play a kind of like a back three, almost like Man City do at the moment, and Liverpool, and a lot of teams are now incorporating this. So Diego Carlos could be Matty Cash, he could be Concert, anyone that you want to pick, even Chambers, although I think Chambers will leave. But that is kind of like what I have a feeling Emery is going to use. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with this back three. Now, Torres, whatever you think of him, he is Emery's man. He is coming in and he is going to start, whether it be left centre-back of a 2 or left centre-back of this hybrid 3-role formation, which I think he may use. Torres is coming in to start. I know that some Villa fans will still want to put Mings as the left centre-back. Torres is Emery's man. He is coming in and he is going to start all 38 games this season in the Premier League, whether it be left centre-back or middle centre-back. He's coming in to start. Same with Diaby as well. Diaby was purposes probably Emery's #1 attacking target, but I think Nico Williams was probably that man. But then I think as soon as Nico Williams said no to us and decided to stay at Bilbao, which he's well within his right to do, fair play to him for doing that. You know, I like players that play for the homegrown team, so respect for him to doing that. I think then the focus did switch very quick to Diaby, and I think it would have got wrapped up probably about a week or maybe even 10 days ago if it wasn't for the heavy Saudi link as well. I think Diaby then kind of did have a little think with him and his agent to think, oh, Saudi are offering us a hell of a lot of money, so maybe we could go to Saudi. But then, of course, he did come to Villa, which was announced yesterday. Now, the back three, if you think about it, it's basically what we were playing last season anyway. It would just be Mings where Torres is, Concert where Mings is, and then Matty Cash would be, or Ash Young would be pushed out here. It was kind of like that role, wasn't it? That's kind of like what it was. Now, I think this could happen, and the reason being is Torres is very good at stuff that Mings isn't good at, and then Mings is very good at stuff that Torres isn't as good at. So Torres is an insane passer of the ball. The way he can progress with the ball, his progressive carries, his passes into the opposition half, they are all elite level, arguably world-class level. So Torres brings a lot of good stuff into the team. Mings is then almost like I don't want to discredit him as such, but to put it bluntly, he's kind of like an old school centre back, right? He's good in the air, he's powerful, he's actually very quick, a lot quicker than people give him credit for. And to be fair to him, under Emery, especially the second half of the season, on the ball, Mings and Concert alike, they improved tenfold on the ball. So Mings has now added that bow to his aim. Is that whatever the saying is, you know what I mean? That he added that to his Arsenal. Yeah, what's the saying? He added the wing to the bow, something like that. Anyway, he did add that. So fair play to him. So I do think we could see this in the first game of the season. Carlos is an interesting one. Carlos pre-injury and pre-Torres coming in would have been our best centre-back. Carlos, reputation, Brazil squad a lot. The injury, though, is interesting because that is a really bad injury to have, especially for a centre-half with a lot of leaping and a lot of powerful, like, short bursts of sprints. That is... I don't know how much that injury is going to impact him, but I'm going off the fact that he still will be the same level as he was pre-injury. If he is, Carlos will be a starter. And I really think if Carlos is at that same level and we don't play a back three, don't be surprised if we see a Torres and Carlos centre-back pairing. I really do believe that. But the injury could have hampered him a lot. So if they're all fit and they're at the same and they're playing at the level that they know that they can play, I think we could see this, a little back three of this. I then believe we will still play with a double pivot of Luiz and Kamara, regardless of if we play with a back three or a back four hybrid, you know what I'm saying? So the midfield double pivot will be there. I also think that Tielemans will play a lot of football this season. Tielemans, I know there's a couple of opinions about Tielemans, but Tielemans, if you kind of like forget about last season, Tielemans is a level above our midfield. He was, like, for them 2-3 years at Leicester, he was a Champions League level footballer. I know last season he did fall off a cliff, but so did the whole Leicester team, really. So Tielemans will play a lot of football for us. I wouldn't be surprised if come Arsenal, because obviously I know that Ramsey's injured, isn't he? I wouldn't be surprised if we do see like a Tielemans coming in here instead of Ramsey, but for some reason he's not coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a Tielemans maybe playing the Ramsey role in like that further advanced role. Don't be surprised if we see that. I think Ramsey, when he comes back fit, there's a lot of rumours that he will be coming back after the international break. I think Ramsey is an absolute shoo-in and will play a lot of football again. He's the only player that we've got, although we have now signed Diaby, so that does take the weight off him a little bit, that can actually pick the ball up and drive into space. He's one of the few players we've got that can do that. Moreno, obviously he's an absolute shoo-in, but he will miss the start of the season, so it will be Digne there on the left-hand side of the defence for the first game, 100%. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see something similar to this in the first game of the season at Newcastle, but then have Tielemans or maybe even a Coutinho/Buendia instead of Ramsey. I really do believe that. I think Diaby and Torres are absolute shoo-ins. They will start the majority of games this season, 95% plus, bar injuries, of course, touch wood. They will be in, they will start. They are starters. They are like when Newcastle signed Botman and they signed Tonali and they signed Bruno Guimaraes. These are players that are coming in to start. I know a lot of fans love Mings, myself included, but Torres will start. He will. So it's kind of up to Mings to see if he can play on that right-hand side of a defence, or if we are going to go to this back three, which I wouldn't be surprised if we do. This is kind of similar to how Man City play, in terms that they will then have like a winger there and then they'd have a player like that. That's kind of like how Man City have been playing recently. So this is just a different variation of that. So this formation will work, and it's not too far off what we've been playing anyway. But I think this is the formation that we will set up this season. But, and there is a but as well, don't be surprised, in my opinion, if we see both Bailey and Diaby playing in the same team. Do not be surprised if we see something like that in a 4-2-3-1. Emery's favoured formation over his managerial career has been a 4-2-3-1. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we do see something like that. And then instead of Carlos, I think Concert or Cash would probably play here, kind of like tucking in. I don't know though, YouTube. I'm going to be real. We'll have to see in the pre-season games. Obviously, we do play Newcastle tonight. I don't think Torres and Mings will play together as a traditional two. I don't think Emery will play two left-footers. Emery, you got to remember how much Emery is key on playing out of the back, and I don't think Emery will want two left-footers at centre-back. So I don't know how much Mings will play, but if we do play the traditional, like the three-back that I did put at the start of the video, that's where I think Torres and Mings will play together if we do play that formation. But I've got a feeling, and with us I know I've said that I'm not going to put the link players in there, but we are after another winger/forward. So if we are, that's another reason to think maybe in some games, especially away from home, you know, when we're away from home and we're playing on the counter-attack, Diaby, Bailey and Watkins on the counter, that is a rapid front three, you know. Like, they have got pace to burn. And especially, Diaby's got a lot more dribbling ability than Bailey has. So, I think Diaby will play on the right. And Bailey is a lot better when there's space just to run into in behind. Same with Watkins. Watkins is very good when there's space in behind. I don't think Watkins is that good when it's against a low block. I think Watkins' game is running in behind, and I think he's elite at it. I think he's insane at it. And I think McGinn is the captain. Emery loves McGinn. And to be fair to John McGinn, he was insane since Emery come in. So I think McGinn will play the majority of football this season as well. Where he plays, I don't know. Sometimes he might play in that double pivot and they might push Louise further forward. But I think McGinn will play the majority of the games as well. So don't be surprised if you do see kind of like that 4-2-3-1. Don't be surprised. I think we could this season definitely do it. But that is going to be the end of the video for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like. Drop a comment down below what formations you do think Emery will play this season. One thing I will say, I don't think it's going to be one. I really don't. I don't think Emery is just going to use one formation this season. I think we will see a bit of a hybrid role and a bit of a hybrid formation in terms of one game we'll use this formation, one game we'll use that formation and stuff like that. I think that's what we'll do. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please drop a like on the video for me. Drop a comment down below. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button to my channel. Or if you are just watching that video and not subscribed, it's free to do so. Bottom right, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Up the Villa.